Because I've heard you build a few times, and I think it's beautiful. I love to hear you build about like the science of the earth, and being the earth, and being a reflection of the sun, and how that relates to the black woman. So if you could just add on about that,
In regard to what we had previously spoke about, or
no, I'm just in terms of like the black woman, because you mentioned how the earth being the black woman, or
right. Well, I think that black women are beautiful and are very precious and very necessary. I've always been an advocate because a lot of times sisters will be like, brothers need to do this, that, and the third. My sentiment is, if that's what he needs to do, then what do you need to do? You know what I'm saying? Because there's also work that needs to be done on both sides. We've all been damaged, like from in the annuals of time. You know what I'm saying? Like we speak about Quran. I'm speaking about like in our past Qurans, we've all dealt with trauma and it becomes genetically encoded. We scientists, you know what I'm saying? So we got scientific studies that have shown like that these things some people put some spooky mysticism on it and say it's generational curses. That's generational trauma. You know what I mean? And so we have to really start addressing those things. I'm not here to say how people get to it. I think that getting involved with the holistic sciences are very necessary, but we can't demonize sisters that get into studying holistic sciences that are striving to help heal other women. I don't advocate any form of homosexuality. People got their own right to do what they gonna do, but that's not what I advocate. I advocate man, woman, and child. That's what I advocate. But I do think that, and anyone who's dealt with like birthing work or healing type work, there's a certain amount of intimacy, not anything that's lower nature, but there's a certain amount of intimacy that like your doctor gets with you when they trying to figure out what's wrong with you and they run a test on you or they have to do surgery on you. That's intimate. And I think that sisters have to get to a space where we can be sisters and understand that, because you got a lot of sisters that are in bad relationships and they don't really have no outs. We have to be able to provide support for the women, and we have to be able to nurture the women. And that's going to involve a certain amount of intimacy in regards to how people identify and deal with the black woman. Just as there's a certain amount of delicateness and intimacy that has to be dealt with brothers, I think, and I say intimacy because you got to become vulnerable. A lot of times people don't really share what they've been through or their traumas, and they kind of like grown hurt people, and hurt people hurt people. So knowledge of self is definitely getting to know yourself and identify with what you've gone through and work through those things and learn your history and grow in your awareness and all of those wonderful allegorical metaphors and sayings. They sound real good, but when you get to how do you do those things, it gets real complicated. So having people around that can hold you accountable, but that means you got to have honorable people around. I think we just all, men, women, have to be operating a better state of honor. But I think black women are beautiful. I think that there's not enough security and protection afforded to them. I said before, a nation can rise no higher than its woman, because if you ain't making babies, there go your nation. It's not no egotistical back and forth misogynistic feminism, because I'm so not that. It's just actual fact, is science. If you don't have black women, you don't have black babies, and you have to protect the women. That's not to say that sisters get a pass, because some of us be acting out and doing the most. But to whom much is given, much is required. So I think that, if you want to call yourself the earth, then it's imperative that you do some studies of the earth, because it is like unto you. You know what I mean? It goes through the same ebb and flows that you go through.
If Mecca did this,